There are many components to this situation, and touch bases on some of them so people are aware of what's going on. The latest one is I started talking to Tanya again, the girl because of whom I'm alive to tell the story, because of which I feel I would not have survived if it wasn't for her. And then she's been oppressed. She's been indoctrinated. She's in some cult, obviously, and I'll put my dialogue with her now in comparison to what it was before she left, and you will be able to see the difference. And then so that component of it, spiritual abuse in cults, I myself had a different flavor of it with Janet, who was want to use the word co-conspirator. Before I was using she was triangulating with the squatter, and that's part of it, is the playlist Copyrighted God. So spiritual abuse, two different flavors of it, one that I experienced for many years, and then one that obviously Tanya's been a part of, needs to be looked at. And I've documented all of the methods used by my spiritual abuser on my playlist, and know a lot about it. And certainly listening to Tanya, I can tell a whole bunch of what she's been subjected to. It's a little bit different way. Mine, I was being elevated in one way while she's being belittled. I also was being belittled in a way at the same, simultaneously while being elevated, which is another concurrent, polar opposite, method that, want to see how prevalent it is. So that's one component of it. And then the Munchausen by proxy, the conglomerate condition, so from premature birth, from postpartum depression, all of those, everything having to do with birth, and then also having the Holocaust and genocide, slavery, and other such ancestral atrocities, how those affect us. How much of bad behavior caused by that, how much bad behavior caused by childhood sexual abuse. And then also the scourge of, the politics of lawsuit abuse, how that is lawyers encourage that, the politicians, lawyers who profit from that, scammers who profit from that, and the law enforcement and the laws that are written to help profit from hurting people using the laws and law enforcement. So that needs to be looked at. In the neurodivergency, the causes of it, the failure of the mental health system, and misconceptions about life that are so prevalent, that I see from the very beginning of history, the written language, since we started putting cuneiform on clay tablets in ancient Mesopotamia. the mythology from the very beginning in our scriptures, which originated in Mesopotamia. The flood, Gilgamesh, all of those stories, the components of that are designed to make people guilt-ridden and have external authority over the masses. And maybe, well, not maybe, there is a clear message in this. God, thinking that God is an external governing body, does all of humanity a disservice. You, every individual, every one of us, every human being, every soul is an individual, unique representation of all that is. And each one of us gets to decide, has the authority within us to find the truth that lets us know in each individual unique situation what to do inside of us to do the right thing. We have that responsibility to be able to decide from inside what to do in this situation. Understanding what I'm telling you here. Because a lot of people go around doing damage, claiming they're doing what they have to do by law, what God wants them to do, what the job or the policy they have has them to do and doing wrong, and they're not taking responsibility for what they're doing, which is the what the Milgram experiment is about. People causing electric shock, pain to a subject that they don't see, but they hear the screaming, the suffering, and when they're asked, why did you do it? They say, because I was told to do so, which is what the cops were saying. They say, we don't write the laws, we just enforce it. If you're doing something wrong, you are responsible for it. And everybody should be aware of this. No one should do wrong and say, well, it's my job to do it, or it's the policy to do it, or I'm told to do it. You are responsible for what you do, and you need to look inside of yourself to the highest authority that is in each one of us, in every single unique situation, to figure out for yourself what's the right thing to do, and not assign authority to the outside, to some external governing body, so your boss, your job, your wife, or somebody else, or some policy. Each individual should decide for themselves what's right to do, and they have it inside of them to do. Nobody is a worthless sinner. Each one of us is the highest representation. We all have it in us. And all misrepresentations, anything you've been told about yourself that is anything less than the purity and the highest love and light that you were when you came into this world, is a falsehood. You are light and love and truth inside, and you can find that within of you. It's not in the outside. It's not somebody else is going to give it to you. You are the best. And anything less than that is a falsehood. Don't believe it. Spit it out.